Welcome to the Real Wine Show. I'm Matt.
And I'm Chad.
And today we have three pretty awesome wine professionals in the show. We're going to try to stump them in 3 rounds. The first round is called Spot the Corker, where we read a little news blurb, and then the panelists have to decide if it's real or not. And then the second round is called No Labels, so it is an emotive blind tasting. So basically, you can't run the grid, you can't tell us any descriptions about the wine. You have to tell us a story about your life. An anecdote, you can make up something, anything at all. You want to introduce everybody?
Our guests today are Kristie Brablec, who's the owner of Ground Control Wines, and the Zingerman's Tour.
Zingerman's Food Tours.
Zingerman's Food Tours. That sounds like a blast. Always very jealous about that. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
We're also joined by Chris Hunter from VinoVolo up at Detroit Metro Airport, the coolest wine shop, or the coolest wine bar, I should say, I guess, around.
In the airport. The
in the
coolest
airport.
one in the airport.
We'll give him a little more than that.
For sure. Hands down, for sure.
Thanks, Chris. And our third panelist is Elisa Weber of Little Guy Wine Company. So what do you call it? The premier artisan portfolio in Michigan.
I would definitely call
This
it
is a
that.
pure flattery show. So
Wow.
that's the rule.
Thank you.
Good. So that's the crew today. Matt, you wanna let's start off with our first story of the true and false round?
Yeah, sure. That sounds great. All right. EU regulation requiring the wrapping of corks and parts of the neck of the sparkling wine bottles with foil could be canceled after requests for change from several producers, among them Florian Lauer of Peter Lauer of the Czar. And so with the new directive soon to be published in the official journal after the deadline for objections, of course, in the EU Parliament has expired. So the films, the capsule, which are mostly made of aluminum, are unnecessary packaging in a waste that might increase environmental pollution. Well, I, for one, will be sad if they cut the cap on champagne bottles. How will I mark my picnic sites or continue my littering hobby? So, what do you guys think?
I think that's 100% true.
So I'm sorry, the question is what again? It's whether or not they're eliminating.
Are they going to eliminate, is there
foil.
potential in the EU regulation to eliminate foil for sparkling wines?
So are they going to is this like they have to eliminate it
Just
or
the requirement?
The requirement. So
Yeah.
so it can still, anyone who wants to use foil still can. You just won't have to use it anymore. Okay. Can we answer?
Elisa, yeah, go ahead.
Because that sounds to me like true.
Me too. It's
Yeah.
super French.
Well, I mean, I just think, there's already a lot of sparkling wines out there that don't have capsules. I guess I didn't even know
But
this.
champagne, though, of course, is the king of sparkling wine. So
Yes,
that you,
but they're making big strides to change how they're doing things sustainably. I think it's
This is a
100%.
trend.
Yeah, for sure. This is the direction in which all the flocks are turning.
well, Chris, are you gonna go
I feel
against
like I have
the
to go
tide?
no. I feel like I have to go against the grain because that's just my nature.
The contrarian.
It's really interesting. I remember you remember having this conversation with this French winemaker. He was one of the first to actually put screw caps, in Bordeaux. And it was hilarious from his story. I mean, he was telling me he got all this negative feedback from that. Like, people were literally writing him emails, sending him letters like, yo, like, no, don't do this. This is going against tradition. And so it's interesting because a lot of the traditional people don't want to go into, these new day and age practices because of the charm. So it's interesting.
Yeah, and, to your point also, if we were saying this is not true, the French don't like change. And they don't like to mess with champagne.
That's kind of my gut feeling on that, too.
Yeah, but you guys, just because they don't want to, and trust me, like, I spent a lot of time there. I know how this goes. I watch the stories, but I think that the new generation and the new successions do believe in this power of sustainability, and they kind of have to.
Yeah.
You know, you've got a lot of change happening, whether it's in France or anywhere in Europe. I mean, climate change is real, environmental issues are real, and I think that the reason why I think that it's true is because it's not that hard, fast cut, because the French we all know, like, they love to protest, and they'd probably be like, hell to the no. Right. But in this case, it's like, well, we encourage you not to do it, but we're going to make it okay if you no longer want to use this useless piece of foil around your wine.
Yeah, you guys are all right. You know, it is true. So the first one, Champagne House des Sauveurs Pain, I hope I'm saying that right, was the first producer in the region to introduce new bottles which only have a strip of paper on the neck instead of aluminum foil, so it still goes over the cork and cage. But according to the champagne, the professional champagne committee, the CIVC, the region's specifications stipulate wrapping the cork, wire cage bottle and neck, but not what material. So you have to wrap it, but you don't have to, it can be paper. So they took a vote recently, and they said it's okay. Everyone does have to wrap it, but it can be paper. It doesn't have to be foil. So, I mean, a little bit, you don't really need it. Maybe it's so that you can protect your fill level in the bottle.
Right.
Yeah, I'm just kind of wondering, so you have to wrap it for what reason? Because the cork could disengage, or what are we talking here?
I think it's just, some people might have different fill levels after disgorgement. So when you have that big foil wrapper, you can't see that.
Like, this one's a little less.
Yeah. So if everyone starts doing that, and you can see the fill level on all of them, people will be able to, well, those guys got it dialed in. How come you can't dial it in?
Yeah.
I don't know, that's my
bottles
theory.
Of champagne, I've never paid attention to fill levels. Literally never.
Well, maybe that's why they're trying,
I'm just like,
there we go.
I don't care. Open that sucker up. Let's drink it.
Yeah. We're so excited to get into it, Okay, so that was a pretty confident round of responses. I think this is worth 100 points for everybody, man. I think
We got points?
Yeah.
I like points.
the points do not translate to cash,
Oh.
unfortunately, but they are
man.
nonetheless points, and
Okay.
they're bragging.
Do you have a like
rights.
shop where we can trade them in for
Yeah.
corkscrew?
That'd be great.
Yeah.
That's an idea
We
for
need some
subsequent
merch and
episodes.
Yeah.
swag, guys.
We'll get there. We'll get
Come
there.
on, I want a hoodie.
We'll get
I
there.
want a T-shirt. Yeah.
Cool. So let's. Are you good with that, Matt? You want to do?
Let's do the second one here.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. All right. You guys ready? So our next true and false question for you, or statement, we'll say, is Michigan is on the Albanian wine map. The nascent Albanian wine industry saw growth jump an astonishing 250% between 2000 and 2016, and by 2022, over 46% of that was exported to other European countries. While U.S. exports are sparse and sporadic, Michigan, with the fourth largest population of Albanian immigrants in the country, a fact is there's some nodding over in the gallery, not the peanut gallery, just the gallery. With the fourth largest population of Albanian immigrants in the country, is the center of the action, and the market in Michigan, or in general, I should say, is expected to grow. Quote, the most important thing is for people to understand that these are Mediterranean wines, says Bujar Yuri Tukuli, the Albanian wine ambassador and founder of Dita Vera, an Albanian wine importer in Irving, Texas. So, what do you think? Is it true that Michigan is on the Albanian wine map and one of the most important Albanian wine markets in the U.S.?
I'd like to pose a question to the panel.
You
How
like
many,
questions?
Go, Kristie.
how many Albanian
Son of a
wines
game.
have you had in the last year?
0.
0 2.
Also 0.
I didn't even know there was. I mean, there's wine from everywhere, but I haven't seen a wine from Albania.
Which probably tells us something.
Yes, right?
Power
Well,
of deduction.
I also want to say there's a lot of, there's a lot of wine regions that we don't put in the conversation that still exists is pretty, even Greek wines, for example. I think Greek wines has its own essence. Obviously, Chad brought Georgian wines. And so there's a lot of stories to be told that aren't always in the typical way some of the Cour de Somme is teaching, even the W set, even the way we're teaching here is limited in terms of the regions they're focusing on. And so they always focus on the typical old world regions, but there's also Switzerland, there's also Austria, there's also
China.
Hungary. I mean, Hungary is another region that
High five.
like
I'm a
Tokai,
serious
like
Hungary.
ferment, and so one of the things is like I think it's really one of the things, especially in the wine industry, is it's essential that we don't do is that we don't demonize other areas that we don't have knowledge about, because we do that all the time within the industry all the time. It's so easy to get caught up within what we know, and it's just like, okay, if we don't know
get
this,
some tunnel vision. You're saying.
yeah, it's easy to get tunnel vision.
You know your market and your business, but you don't really look beyond that.
I mean, I guess by making that statement, I wasn't trying to say that, like, belittle Albania as a wine region at all.
No.
Well, if
But
I
I'm
can
just saying, as professionals, the fact that we haven't tasted it is bizarre to me. Like,
Right. Well,
I
especially
see-
for you. I thought this
yeah.
one was because, of course, with your work at Ladder 4, Kristie, I mean, so much Eastern European wine, right?
Yeah, I mean,
So I thought you would have a good grip on this one.
yeah, I mean, I definitely know of many Albanian wine regions, and I have done some reading on it, but I certainly don't have access to them. So,
Well, yeah.
and even with my travel, if I saw an Albanian wine on a list, especially in some of these Eastern European sort of wine bars that I go to, I would probably try it. I mean, maybe because I'm a natural wine drinker, that makes it a little bit more difficult. Like, my guess is that they're not fully into the natural wine scene, so who knows? But I've definitely had loads of Romanian wine. I've had loads of Serbian wine. I've had loads definitely of Hungarian wine. I mean, I know all the natural wine producers there, so I find it a little hard to believe that Michigan would be the number.
You're still going to have to call it, though.
Well,
I call it false.
False from Kristie. Go ahead, Chris. What do you think?
Well, I think the access is really interesting too, because we're especially within the within this society, within this community, within the wine world, we like when you go to old world regions, you only drink that old world region wine. Like as you go to Sicily, you're only experiencing Sicilian food and Sicilian wine, and that's a traditional experience that is a charm of like you literally experience what's about the land rather than I need access to everything. Mm-hmm. So when it comes to the old world regions, it's a lot more charming, and that's why you find a lot of low case production vineyards, a lot of wines that you'll never experience in these certain areas, and you just really literally truly have to just experience it in that moment, right?
So what you're saying is you have to eat the civapi, the civapi.
Well, and then
Albanian wine.
I also want to say it's interesting too, because Michigan wine has really come to its fruition in its older age. I mean, from the way it's grown. I mean, we've been supporting them as a company for VinoVolo for about 10 years, and so every year we go up there, and every year they
Michigan
get better.
wine producers.
Michigan wine. And so, and this has been really neat. I did a Young Guns tasting up at Traverse City, and at Stella's, and that was really neat because we were literally taking wines from Michigan and wines from all over the world, we were literally pairing it with food and seeing which one won out, and it was amazing because Michigan actually won out throughout all the wines that we tried.
Oh yes, I remember seeing that. That was a cool setup. I liked the way. I remember that Young Guns series. That was cool.
Yeah.
Those were cool.
It was
Chris,
really
you
cool.
still. I feel like you're kind of dodging the question. You're gonna have to lay it.
Did pull it around.
It's a possibility. I'm gonna go with the likeliness of it being no, but we'll go with no. But it's always a possibility, and I like the possibility.
All right.
Hey, Lisa. Yeah. What do you say?
Well, as an importer, I get emails literally 20 emails a day from random people in wherever, asking me to look at their wines. And I've never once had an Albanian producer send me. I mean, and that may be because who knows? Maybe I'm on the Italian and French ones more than anything else. But, I think I I have nothing against the possibility of Albanian wines. I just haven't, like Kristie said at the beginning, I have seen nothing. So I'm going to go with no, but I'm open to it.
If it's true, I'm gonna flip my.
It is true.
What?
Shit.
The answer is it is true. I got it off
Where
of.
the hell can we find some Albanian wines?
I
Now
know.
I want to drink.
Yeah,
some.
who
This
is bringing these
BS.
wines?
Well, that's a
in?
different question. I didn't do that level of research. I just got off of the 750 Daily, the dispatch thing they do.
Oh, I don't trust that.
You don't trust. Yeah, but that's
Maybe
kind
they're
of amazing.
all. Maybe it's gray market.
Well, I mean, there is reserve wine list with Alex there, so he does bring
Okay,
in quite a bit.
this is the challenge of this group is
to
a
find-
So I get points. I did say
motherfucking
possibility.
Albanian
No,
I did
you
say
can't.
possibility. I get points for possibility.
No way. Then I'm going to say
No?
possibility for everything.
Possibilities.
wine. I was definitely a hard
Possibility.
hell to the no.
Excuse me, the panelists do not get to allocate their own points.
Right?
Man.
Matt is
Happy
the
to
sole.
take 0 for that one.
Yeah, Matt is the
Is
sole.
it 0 100 points? Do you ever get like a little, like maybe 4 points or 7 points for like good
Not in this round.
commentary? Or
In the
good-
next round,
Okay.
it is another
Also,
100-point
Just
scale.
remember, man, failure is how you learn. I'm stoked to have learned this weird fact.
Well, if you
But I'm
also
still
kind of
disappointed we don't have an Albanian wine to follow that sucker up with.
Right?
Oh, that'd be great.
Future.
We might. I'll look in the back. We may have one.
Yeah, I like that.
Well, going off of like whatever wine region, you only drink the wine that's there. And I think so little wine is produced in Albania anyway
Sure.
that even if Michigan imported any, we would be the biggest market for it just because of how little.
Yeah.
And the fact that we don't see it might not, maybe it's just going right to Albanian restaurants.
Right. That's kind of what I was thinking.
With the cevapi, the kebapi. But no, it is true that it said in the article that the imports to the U.S. were sparse and sporadic, but that within that small amount of sparse and sporadic exports, Michigan is one of the main markets, which was fascinating to me.
I'm assuming it's a red wine region primarily. Do we even know what the grapes are?
I don't know. No.
Ask the internets.
Oh, yeah.
I'm curious
Fetty
now.
Oscar
I want to know
somewhere.
more. I'm definitely going to study it up when I get home.
Did you get a points tally on that one, or by the way?
Oh, that was easy. 0.
I think there's a sound for that, isn't there? No, I don't know.
You guys are working on that?
Edit that in later.
Yeah.
Oh, I have this one.
Oh, that's good.
Pretty awesome.
I felt like a failure after you played them. Thank you, Chad.
That's why everyone's on the show.
Can I ask, before we move on, there's a follow-up question about, we spoke a little bit about that with you, Kristie, but generally about the Eastern European wines. I'm curious how you folks are seeing Eastern European wines manifest in the marketplace in general. I mean, beyond Albania, but whether it's from Hungary or Slovenia or Eastern European. What do you think about that, Lisa?
You're asking me who has, the least experience with this, but I mean, I'm seeing them more, and I think it's a lot due to importers who are focusing on them. We're not. So we have some, Slovenian, and mostly those are because of our Italian importers that we work with.
I remember that Miani stuff he used.
I know, but that's Friuli.
Oh, that was Friuli,
yeah, it's
right? I thought they were
Friuli.
right on the border.
Well, they are, but they're on the Italian side.
Italian
of the border.
side for the
yeah,
winery.
yeah.
But they had vineyards in Slovenia, or
It's possible. In general, the Eastern European wines I've tried, apart from Hungary, I would say, they're just not my favorites. And that doesn't mean anything. That's just my opinion on them. So I don't search them out. Yeah.
Yeah, well, and we all know that I am a ginormous Eastern European fan. Spend a lot of time and energy supporting that part of the world, and I feel like I know most of the people that are doing it, and it's not very many of us, but I think it's coming. It's like a secret little quiet mouse around the corner, especially with global warming. And it's also racing acidity. Like, I know how you drink, and we drink differently. And I just think that it's super, super old world, but it's new world. Communism really fucked them up over there. And they are coming back around in this new, beautiful, vibrant energetic way, and you can feel it in their wines. And even since I've been drinking it, probably over the last decade, like I can watch the evolution of quality and sincerity coming out in these wines that I think it's wildly exciting to me.
What are you seeing in the shop, Chris?
It's interesting. I just had a Slovenian bubbles a couple months ago that blew my socks away. I think it's really neat where we see the industry turning into, because a lot of the younger generation is saying we're not doing that anymore. And that's talking about all the old term practices, all the typical things, all the typical regions that people know. And it's like, no, we can go outside of the box a little bit and try something new. And so this is where I'm seeing that kind of excitement for certain generations, certain people requesting new kinds of wine. And so that's where I see kind of that fit for, those European wines outside of the box, that don't fit in those typical regions. And I see people being more open than ever before. I mean, I always say, if you don't get out of your shell, you're just a nut, right? Yeah. And so, literally, everybody gets so caught up within that. And so, guys, be always open and receptive, because we can always get caught up with what we know. But be open to try that new thing, because for me, I love being like a kid in the wine industry. I've been in the industry for 15 years. And so things that get me excited about it, wines that get me I've never experienced this, and this is something I've never tried before. And that's why I always experience when I experienced that Slovenian bubble, I'm like, what is this? Yeah. And that's what I want to have. That's that feeling I want to have and go through. I've never tried anything like that. And this has taken me on a whole new journey, right? So.
Yeah, and I've seen you work in the shop too, and that's also something you share with the people who come in. I mean, I've been sitting there and I've seen you working it, and yeah, people love to taste with you, I think. So cool.
I can tell you're probably pretty good at it. Wine is a story. I mean, that's what it is. But I would also, I'm not trying to argue, but I do think that a lot of this methodology and sort of theory behind Eastern European wines is not new. In fact, it is quite old. And now our market is sort of learning about this older way.
It's like psychedelics. It's like guys, ayahuasca and all these things have been used in healing forever, and now the doctors and the scientists approve of it. So now it's okay. So it's
I mean,
true.
when you're talking about different vitifications and different ways of doing this is all old practice that these younger generations are coming back to. And to me, that's a breath of fresh air, man, because first of all, we need it. I think we just need it to save tradition, and we also need it to save this planet, which is clearly dying in front of our eyes. So
it's naturally more aligned with nature.
Yeah, 100%.
And so that's the conversation, and that's a beautiful thing. It's like, you got to understand, within the wine industry, certain people have been controlling it in any sense, just like our system, right? And so within that, the money goes into that, and that always gets lost. It's like, okay, dominate that. This is about, and then the big guys who can dominate the market are the ones, and it's all the cookie cutter wines. People want to experience the essence of the terroir.
Absolutely.
And so once you can experience the essence of the terroir, you can go, literally I can go, and I'm it takes me to that area, because it's not so cookie cutter, and it's that particular mineral from that particular area. And so that's what I think it's about.
Yeah, and it's super exciting. They're going back to very basic farming levels that take care of the soil. I mean, that is the root, no pun intended. But it's going back to the roots, baby.
Which other regions in particular that you're thinking about that are really at the vanguard of what you're talking about?
In Eastern Europe?
Yeah. Places that are doing,
I think
really pushing.
I think Hungary, in essence, Hungary is a mass production. They came out of communism where it was just giant co-ops of shit,
My first retail gig, we used to sell Hungarian Cabernet and Chardonnay, and it would sell for $3.99 a bottle.
It was just, there was nothing about that was actually wine. I don't think it was just but that's what communism did, right? And so you watch. I mean, I think the beauty of what we're seeing evolve in this region is history coming back around. So, I know that there's this, I'm gonna pull it out here now. So there's this younger generation who's really excited about the word communism and the idea of communism. But if you have actually any experience with what is actually happening or what actually happened in Eastern Europe, you would use that word very differently because humans are naturally flawed and ego is real, and so you have to just be careful with it. So anyway,
origin of communism is community, just to be clear. Just so I do understand how people have taken things out of context in history or her story for sure. But the thing about the energy of communism did originally mean community in essence, just to put that out there. Yeah. And I understand people take things like they do in history, and they steal and they sell back and they oppress. But within that, there's definitely origins of certain things, and then it get taken out of context.
So I was just gonna say, just like a little point I was gonna make a little bit earlier. Like this summer, seeing Svichek just kind of make its like big, spot on the market is something that was from history. And is hitting the kind of everybody's palate, and it was a big seller at our shop, and other people I know saw it too. So that's just another thing, like a low alcohol, very fruity red wine that I don't know. It's customers can get excited about it, like we do about a new product. That comes from a completely different kind of tradition and
a new old product.
Yeah, new old
Well,
product,
and I know we're talking about Eastern Europe here, but everything you're saying, Kristie, is the same kind of stuff we're experiencing. It's the same kind of stuff is happening in Italy and France
100%.
and everywhere. So it is not this is really not a specific to Eastern Europe thing, or even the stuff with the champagne that we're talking about.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, like, this in the past, 5 years, things have sped up so much in a great way. I mean, the change that's happening and you can feel in the industry is really powerful, really young and fresh and exciting.
Yeah, the new guard has arrived.
Yeah,
Thank fucking God.
Yeah.
Well, to that point, we have not talked about this yet. We've not said anything about the wine that we've had in our glass here.
I know.
Which is
Can we talk?
that's the Brock. And I think it directly relates to what you were just saying, Elisa. This is the Brock Cellars out of, he's up in, help me, Berkeley. Yep. It goes up, I think this is Mendocino source on the fruit. It's Cabernet
Most of
Pfeffer.
his are Mendocino, I think, but he's, is it Berkeley or is it?
The winery is in Berkeley. Yeah, or West Berkeley.
The urban winery.
The urban garagiste. But an interesting wine, I think, and it kind of speaks to what you were getting at, Elisa, about there being just a resurgence and looking at kind of maybe varieties that used to be, or let's say not that. Let's say it's a development of a way of looking at wine that's less pretentious, frankly, or less enclosed. Like people feel at liberty to move out. You don't have to have a Cab Sauvignon in your lineup, from California anymore. That kind of thing. So. What do you guys think of the wine, though?
Well, we were talking about it earlier.
It's playful.
It is super playful.
And I like to be played with. I like.
Me too.
Well, you think about it, one of the biggest things I try to do, just in the industry, is just you really truly try to read people where they're at. You try to meet them where they're at. But the dance with meeting people where they're at simultaneously is also you're bringing your essence. Yeah. You're always bringing your truth. You're always bringing you. And so, like, again, my truth is always, like, truly to be in the present of the moment. It's like, that's how I pick wines. I literally pick about 85% of the wines for people, and it's based on the moment that I'm feeling now. And it's literally based on literally also it's based on the words that they say. So you definitely try to meet them where they're at, but it's also you meet the time of the season, if they're open to it and if they're open to trying something new. But I love how playful this is. It reminds me of childhood. Just that kind of juicy, fruity nature. I used to do this really crazy thing. I don't know if anybody did this when you were a kid, but I used to put a blanket over my head, and I used to like turn around in circles until I get dizzy, so I didn't know what direction I was going in. And then I would always end up falling in the dirt somewhere, and for whatever. And so like this also, that finish on it is really fun too. It's like a little herbal.
It's got some tannins. Slight tannins, at the very end.
There's some really interesting notes on the finish. So I really love how playful and juicy fruity is up front. But then it definitely kind of takes you on a journey. It ends with some unique elements in the finish too.
I think what the cool part about what Brock is doing and what a lot of these urban farmers are doing out in California is, nobody can, in their right mind, can afford any land out there. It's not like we can, So I think that they're creating a demand for a certain style of agriculture that is super important. I'm sorry, I will always go back to agriculture because I think that, and this is what I love about what Brock has, and this is why I've supported them for so long, is that they're creating that supply and demand and doing it in a way that I think could be very impactful or is showing. I mean, they were one of the first people to do this too. You've got who's the guy out there? Not Brock, but who are some of the other ones? Shout them out.
Noel Diaz at Purity, or
Diego and Sean at Le Lune.
Yeah, Leilun. But they actually own some land, don't they?
They do have one. Yeah, they have what's it called? Copeland Vineyard. It's in Sonoma somewhere.
I mean, there's like that. It's the. I wish there was a little book out there, sort of talking about all these guys doing this stuff because they're kind of the underdogs that are getting forgotten about a little bit when it comes to the big world of California. Unless you're seeking them out in this way. Luckily, we have a good population around here that's doing that work, but.
Yeah, for sure. We have, really strong emphasis on grower stuff. And we're people who are
who's the cat
working.
from Michigan that's out there?
Oh gosh, yeah, there's a bunch of people.
There's
There's a ton. I mean,
sorry,
I'm
it's like
embarrassed
on
not to have
top?
anybody out there.
Nathan Candler? Or
Well, I know him, but
There's a few people.
there's like one specific that I'm thinking about that it's gonna have to come to me later. My brain is slow moving.
We'll put it
today.
in
Some
there.
more.
I need some more of
Yeah,
this
yeah.
play wine.
so we'll move on to the blind tasting. So we're just gonna cut the third one because you guys have been awesome panelists.
We're cutting it.
Oh yeah, we're just gonna go to the next one because it's like we're 30 minutes in. So and we're trying to keep it to about 50. So
What he's saying is we talk too much.
no, that's awesome. It's a
Exactly.
great conversation. So if you want to either drink that, slam it, or you can dump it. That's okay. That's what the tasting
Slam
glasses
it.
are for.
The pizza hasn't come yet, so
No.
I guess I won't slam it yet.
I also got Ivar in the back.
I'm gonna get funnier
yeah.
from here on out.
And then
Chad
if
knows
you
it
want
well.
yeah, if you guys want,
Some legendary photos.
Yeah.
if you guys want to pour that there, or I can.
Oh.
Oh,
No,
this
I
is the
see
blind
what you
one.
mean.
Yeah, so
we
we'll
got it. Stay
okay,
there.
we'll go ahead and
We're
get into the blind and
professionals, so we can be professional for
It
once.
is so different than we're just.
yeah.
Yes.
But Chris,
it.
you really did a great setup when you were talking about how the previous wine made you think of childhood.
Yes.
So for this blind tasting thing, that's really the kind of thing we're looking for. That kind of relationship to the wine instead of, oh yeah, it's got berries and leather and whatever else is in wine, all sorts of stuff.
No one else.
But
here
just
is
something that's
classic.
evocative or emotive is what we're looking for. So yeah, you can take a few minutes and check that out. And
Whoa. Whoa.
Oh, that was the.
that's the GoPro shutting down again.
There you go. Oh yeah.
Who chose this wine?
Oh, I did.
Oh, and I don't know how you drink at all.
I know,
so-
right?
I know how he drinks, but I don't know how you drink.
Is that apple butter notes? Like, what is going on with this?
Yeah, I mean it's a red wine. We'll say that so people can kind of get a little bit of that's all level ground for everybody now.
That is apple butter.
That's crazy,
That's apple
right?
butter.
Like literally on the nose. Like all I'm getting is apple butter, and this really truly brings me to childhood. My dad used to get fresh apple butter from the store, and this is exactly what it smells like.
I'm getting some
anyone have a
sassafras.
What's that?
Root beer sassafras,
Oh yes,
Yeah.
yes.
which I love.
Oh, now you're.
It's also, I mean, can we
Smells
speak
like
for the
a-
people who can't see this? It's quite youthful in the color, so, I mean,
I think she's running the grid. Should we cut her
no,
off?
no.
She's running the grid.
But
cut her
don't
off.
they want to know what
Black
they're...
screen her out.
It's got some purple in it. Come on.
I definitely feel like the oddball on this one. I am mostly a white wine drinker.
Cardamom,
so-
Oh,
black
really?
cardamom.
Huh.
yeah, for 100%.
Well,
Has
remember
anybody
here. Remember
smelled
the
black
approach
cardamom?
though. The approach here is feelings.
Oh, this is tough.
Let's talk about feelings. Like,
Okay.
How does it make you feel?
Well, I love the root beer.
Like Okay.
I do.
So it makes you think of
It also makes me think of the
pop you like.
It makes me think of those. Do you know those stick candies that like spiral, like a Drake's sandwich shop? Do you guys remember? Does anyone remember
yeah,
Drake's?
Drake's with the muddy green wall.
So Drake's, yeah,
You
we used to
call
go.
me.
We used to go there. You know, when I was little, and they'd have the little jars, and every jar had a different set of.
The hard candy.
Hard
with that
candy.
kind of metallic ribbon
Yes.
spiraling up it.
Yeah.
That didn't taste like anything but sugar.
Well,
did
no,
they?
they had
They had root beer.
They had all the different like flavors and colors.
They
so
had the
like
red root beer.
yes,
I
and
remember that
so it reminds me of that, which is but you know, I'm always looking for that sort of anise. Sorry, can I say descriptors like you know anise, eucalyptus, mint, any of those, root beer, any of those kind of things? I love that. I love the complexity it adds to wine, and it gives me like.
You know what this
happiness.
is? Kind of, we're kind of getting back to what Kristie was talking about you guys were talking about going back to like roots, right? Like, so we're not talking about like crazy like synthesized flavors. We're talking about like old timey,
Old
like
time.
candy, old timey candy
THYME.
flavors.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's exactly what this smells like.
Yeah, I thought it's kind of like when you take I know when you're like digging up dandelions or whatever from the ground and you break the root or something that crisp, you know.
Like a vegetal.
Yeah, like you could break a parsnip right after you
To
take
me,
it out.
I mean, it definitely is like bringing. I mean, this to me has a lot of Eastern European smells. It's like there's a lot of like heavy fermentation that I'm getting, like fermented vegetables. You know, like really acidic sort of veggie.
oh, acidic, not root veg.
Yeah, I was thinking
I
stewy.
mean, I think like
but not-
fermented to me, like a daikon radish that's been fermented, or a
Got it.
kimchi that's been fermented for a long time. Like there's like, because there's really racing. I know we're not supposed to talk about it, but there is racing acidity in this.
I mean, look at
Like-
it. Look at it. I mean, it's like
Yeah. Well, I wonder, what do you think the ABV is?
I'm gonna go for 13.
Yeah, because it's not like
it's so low.
super
It has to
boozy.
be. I would go lower, to be honest.
12.5.
I would go.
I wouldn't go
12.5.
lower
It
than
could,
that.
honestly, it could.
Yeah,
be
it feels fully ripe, I think.
Yeah.
12.5, the importers, you know,
I love 12.5. 12.5 is my favorite.
It's your sweet spot.
It is.
because you can go down
I
to
actually-
10.5 or
I-
11.
Yeah.
Lot-
Yeah. I actually-
have you
Drinking
said
beer.
10.5?
No,
yeah,
but I
haven't
won't.
seen that in a
If
long
I see
time.
it, like if I'm trying to decide my wine for the night, I will pull them out and look at the ABV, and that's how I decide what wine I want to drink.
too.
And
Well,
literally,
You decide your wine, and no way.
yes,
Really?
because I know what I want to feel, and
Oh,
I
that's
know,
interesting.
and so like I actually hardly, you know, if I pull out something, I'm like, ooh, I think I want to drink that, and then I pull it out and it says like 14, and I'm like, oh, that's just not gonna work.
I think this might be like, I don't want to say this too loud, but I think this is kind of a gender thing.
Oh,
Like, because I definitely think that
You
way
just-
too.
You can say it a little louder.
It's kind of a gender
It
thing.
was right on the
It's
mic. It was
is-
coming through nice.
Is this an energy, feminine, masculine energy thing? Is it an energy thing, or is it?
I think it's like we are really in tune to how our body reacts to alcohol.
Yes.
Because maybe it's sometimes in environments that we have to like be a little like, I don't know. I'm definitely making this up off the fly. This
No, it
is from
sounded
me
like you were
slamming
getting
that
into
other one.
something.
But I definitely think that women, well, not all, like sometimes you go in hot and ready to rock and roll, and sometimes like for dinner, you know,
Yeah.
you need to like get up at whatever time in the morning
Yeah.
or put kids to bed.
Totally.
I don't have children, but you know, like that's a real thing.
yeah. Yep.
Whereas dudes can handle their
Yes.
alcohol way differently, and I don't think they take it into consideration. Whereas women have to take that
Yeah.
kind
I
of.
mean, as I've been older and kind of, you know, you're tasting every day, and some days you forget to spit when you're tasting. There are days when I take a break, and I know that I have so many other things to get done, like writing for the show, and you got to take a step back. So I think it's all individual based, you know. And it might be, you know, there are more situations where women get into, or that are in, because of our society, that you have to be more aware of your surrounding too. But I don't know. For me, I'm learning more about myself. You know.
I love that.
In defense of males, I haven't been blacked out drunk on the streets in some time.
Tuesday.
You haven't been blacked out drunk on the street?
What are your best? Let me ask you guys a question for the panel. What are the best times you guys find out that you taste? Because I found that there's like
being a woman.
Should we, as
no,
women,
not being
answer
a
your
woman,
question?
not being a,
You said
For all
times,
women,
I
we'll
was
answer.
Like, well, you know where I went? I went to the cycle, and I was like, oh yeah, there's
Sar-
times.
this is a circadian rhythm, you know, the moon, you know, the sun. No, I was really curious because my palate is optimal in certain times, and I found that, and so
during
it's like,
the day. Like I just need to know more.
I'll be clear with you.
about.
I actually my best time to taste is in the morning.
Yeah.
And so I found that actually at different times I can, because I have a clear sense. You know, it's like, you know, with, you know, breakfast. Like breakfast is actually break fast. So it's like, but you're clear and your palate's open and you haven't been, you know, all these other influences for the day. And so actually my best tasting is actually in the morning. So that's why I was asking.
Yeah, no, it's interesting, Kristie, how you brought that up, because I don't have a time of day. I have a
Time of month.
and it may or may not relate to that, but literally I don't know exactly how it correlates, but I have days where I'm off and things don't taste right. I have times of day things don't taste right, and there is not a 24-hour clock on it. Like I sometimes taste better in the morning. I don't usually taste better in the morning because I don't really like tasting wine in the morning. I taste best when I'm like into it. And when I'm into it is usually like 6 o'clock at night. And then I will, then I can focus and be excited. And because for me, tasting is about the pleasure you get. For me, any wine drinking, whether it's tasting, whatever it is about the pleasure you get. And that's how I taste. And so if I'm not at a point in my day or my week or whatever that I can get pleasure from wine, then it's not going to taste right. Like earlier, that Brock Cellars, the first sip I had, I was like, whoa. And, I don't drink at noon on Sundays, and it just tasted weird to me. So, anyway, I think it's fascinating.
It also, like, this goes back to agriculture. Like, I do think that there is real truth in the calendar and how the moon is, such a dumb. Like, sometimes saying this out loud makes me cringe a little bit.
It doesn't make me cringe. I like Cosmo Talk.
Yeah, I do really feel like there are times when I'll even be in the cellars with producers, and we'll open a bottle that he was like, it was banging last week, and he'll be like, what the hell? And I'll look up the moon calendar, and I'll be like, well, it's like a no wine day, or it's a root day,
yeah,
or like it's a something.
Yep.
And it's just part of the puzzle when
yes.
you're tasting, right? It's part of the story of all of it. All of our chemistry is different.
Yep.
There are certain days where I can smell things that I would never be able to smell any other time.
Yeah.
And, it's kind of cool. And so it's like, that's the exciting part about wine, though. To me,
I
that is
agree.
100% what it's about and why
it's all situational,
so
like when we're with customers, too.
Yeah, for sure.
You're selling a wine, it's been tasting great, and they come in, asking, like, I don't really like these things. And you don't try to always put them in the box.
Yeah.
But it's always situational what they want. And even when you're selling, to buyers, that's probably, the same thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does anybody have a kind of a call on this wine? I don't mean to.
Oh, you said you weren't going to make us decide, right?
No.
No.
I don't think I said that. Although I may be lying.
Well, Elisa, maybe if you'd given us a story about your childhood, you
I did.
would have
Drake.
been off the hook.
Drake.
Oh, you did the
Oh,
Drake's.
see?
The Drake's
Come
candy.
on.
I'm sorry.
Varietal call?
Varietal region. Yeah.
Old World.
Old World.
Going
That's
Old
a
World
region.
here.
That is. Is it? Can we ask questions for it?
Sure. Yeah.
Do we get
Why
half
not?
points?
Right.
Yeah,
Half
every
point,
question is a
points,
half- yeah.
half point. Half point. Let me. Is
Before
it
we get into it, is this a tie game, by the way?
It's all tied
Oh
up.
boy.
Yeah.
That's so
How are we
exciting.
going to differentiate
C'est la
ourselves?
Is this a blend?
No.
Single varietal.
Single varietal.
Blau Frankish?
No.
Holy cow! That is literally you just. Why are you taking my thoughts?
Wait,
You
is
were
that
gonna
the
say
call?
Taking my thoughts right now.
That's the
That's
call. It's a Blau
amazing.
Frankish.
I was
From where?
It is a Blau Frankish?
No.
Oh, I thought,
I would have said an Austrian Blaufränkisch.
Well, so then Cabernet Franc.
I don't think it's Cab Franc.
Yeah.
Because it's
Franc.
kind of
Well, now Lemberger.
Oh,
That's
very
closer.
good, very good. So
That's
it's German.
closer.
It's German.
It's
Ooh la
man.
la, ooh la la. Okay.
Isn't Lemberger
not-
Blaufränkisch?
I thought they were.
no. It's no. It's a.
It's its own.
Actually, it's its own thing.
Yeah.
It's actually blended to make it. I think Blaufränkisch, but it's its own thing.
we're
Lemberger
in
gets its own thing.
Germany.
This can't be Trollinger because it's way too dark. Sorry.
What
It is
region
way
of
too dark.
Germany are we allowed to ask questions? Forward questions?
Sure. Yeah. What region?
Say north, south.
I mean, if it's
It's in the Palatine area.
Okay.
Yeah.
I never drink red German.
I don't either.
So that's the East schist out there they have, right? The
Schisty.
brown schist.
Oh la la.
That kind of explains some of the density, maybe in the wine, the
Because
textural density.
there's definitely like gravelly, sort of like sandy qualities to
What's
it.
that? What's that other varietal that's similar to Pinot Noir that's grown out there?
I only think about
Is
this.
it starts with an
Sanct,
S?
Sanct Laurent.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's a
Sanct-
good.
Pinot
that's a-
Saint Laurent,
That's a
is that
good
what it's
guess. That is a
the
great
nearest
guess.
city is one of the nearest cities is Cologne
Oh well.
and maybe Trier.
This explains the sauerkrautiness. It really does. That's the first thing I wrote down is sauerkraut. I mean, terroir's real, y'all.
Frank Schumacher wrote about this region intensely.
Shit. I'm not very versed.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna know
I feel
He
like
was
you're
an
gonna be
American.
the one to
anymore
bang
with the.
Okay.
I feel like it's coming up, but it hasn't.
You're really close with the S.
The Spatzenburger.
it.
Oh,
That's
Spaper.
what
Which
it's
is
coming.
Pinot
That's what
Noir.
I was asking you
Yeah.
about. That's
So
what
the
he said,
Spaper
Peter.
is
what I was
Pinot
asking.
Noir.
That's what I was
Spaper
asking.
yeah.
It is Pinot Noir.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which
wants
honestly,
to
like,
reveal.
this is why Eastern European or Central European wines are so
I'll do the
fucking
video.
banging,
That's
dude.
crazy.
Because
That's cool.
there's no, like, if you took this next to a Pinot Noir in
No,
California,
there's no
you'd
way.
be like,
No way.
But it's so exciting.
Yeah, and it's,
Yeah,
it's
man,
lovely.
that's
Oh, yeah.
awesome.
Oh, that's really cool. No, that's what I was asking you about because I was like, I knew you would know it, and I was
That's
like,
super
I haven't had
exciting.
one of these in
So
like.
the wine is
Years.
So we
Hofgut
definitely went off
Falkenstein.
script on this one. Sorry,
Yeah.
y'all. That was super fun.
Yeah.
Wine tasting
I'm sorry,
is
which
so
bottling is it again,
fun.
Matt?
Was it?
Which one?
Oh, Hofgut Falkenstein. It's called called Rot wine, but it is the Schweppergründer.
Dude, who made the sauerkraut and sausages? Because I want them.
What would we pair with this? Let's talk
This
about
is
the
Sauerkraut
pairing.
So-
sausage.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah,
this
that'd
one
be
is
really
Zarvat,
good.
too.
You would,
Can you
your
go
mind
get some?
Yeah.
would.
like,
I might actually.
Polish,
Had I
like-
known, I would have made some for
that would
y'all.
be great.
Yeah.
Wait, I can't tell you the blind tasting.
Well, you could have been like, listen, it's a potluck. Here's what like.
Yeah, I was gonna say all we're gonna get is Crappy Joe's pizza.
What
Does
kind of
pepperoni
customer would you
count?
sell this to?
I would sell this to anyone, but I would not like if they're like, I want a big red. Like obviously you'd be
Yeah.
like, no.
Yeah. It's
You want
lovely.
a bloody red, you know. It does have kind of an irony component to
really,
it. It's
for
kind of
sure.
sanguine.
That's why I think it would go really well with like rich. It's got racing acidity, so it needs high levels of fat. You know, like something that has like this is perfect
Salumi.
time of year because in Germany now they're slaughtering the pig.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So like you use the intestines, you use all the really big kind of like fucked up parts about it. Like it
Jägerschnitzel.
needs some parts and bits
Yeah.
and pieces. This wine.
Parts and bits and
Sweet
pieces.
breads would be amazing.
Come on. like
Like you know, like
yeah.
something like really fatty and kind of intense in flavor, and
Yeah.
probably that picks up on that iron. Maybe
Oh,
blood sausage would be amazing.
I think we're hungry.
Clearly,
so
Where's the pizza run? What's
maybe
going
a
on?
little.
Can we get some sausage on that pizza?
So, man, they all did a great job with
Yeah.
this. I mean, this is. How do you want to call it? I mean, score-wise, what do you want to do? They went into the blind
all win.
tasting.
I think we're all
on
winners.
even
Yeah.
ground.
We're all
like
winners,
the new
guys.
age.
We're all
I'm gonna
winners.
actually go unconventional at 105 points.
Whoa.
So we did a 100-point scale, and it's 105 points. Yeah, right.
Wow.
So we're above
Slow
average.
clap. Is it? You don't have a button for slow clap? That's no button for slow clap yet, Chad.
No, it's not yet.
Well, you just have the womp womp. You just
What's
have the
the
negative,
fireball?
depressing sound.
Is that the cinnamon whiskey?
I really am digging this wine.
Yeah.
Very well
It
done.
is really cool, and I like
Yeah.
that. Like you said, the acid just makes it so fun. 'cause
Yeah,
you can
and
do
it's
so many
changing a
things.
little bit as it's opening. It's like getting a little bit more funky. A little. Like,
Yeah.
It's just like ready to like
It's like
do
a James
its
Brown
thing.
wine.
Yeah, for
Coming
sure.
up-
Like if this is what like you
It's like-
definitely kind of want to do dance a little bit,
A
right?
little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit, for
Nice.
sure.
Well,
But like
you guys,
an Eastern European dance, so
we're coming up on 50 minutes, so I am going to
Cutting
thank
you off.
everybody for coming to the
Here.
Real Wine Show.
super fun.
You know,
Thanks.
Thanks for
Yeah, it was a lot
coming.
of fun.
Yeah.
No, that was amazing. Thank you.
Yeah, you
for
guys did a
having
great job, and it was an absolute blast. So hopefully you'll be back in again
me. Yeah.
All right.
to do some future episodes, and
Yes,
we'll
yes.
keep having fun. So, yeah, thanks again for coming out.
Cue the outro music.
I need to
Do we
know.
have any?
Oh, okay.
No music either. There's no.
I hope it's a little oompa. You should definitely throw some oompa in here,
yeah.
like some tubas.
Love it.